Alright, let's forget all the Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Daredevil talk for a second. Let's stop overanalyzing whether or not Doctor Strange performing a potentially universe-breaking spell because he was asked specifically not to is in character or not. Let's put aside our "It was Mephisto all along" t-shirts and focus on what really matters in this new Spidey film, the costumes. Peter Parker cycles through different Spider-Man costumes like they grew on trees or something, and that trend looks to continue in the new film. What new Spider-Man suits will we see featured in No Way Home? Let's discuss. I think there's a really interesting discussion to be had about Spider-Man suits in the MCU. Maybe it's just because I grew up on the Raimi movies as well as certain older Spidey comics, but it's always weird to me to think of Spider-Man having basically an advanced Iron Man-esque suit all the time. Like, don't you just picture Peter in his less than stellar apartment, sewing together makeshift fabrics to create his suit? Fine, maybe that's just me. But what I mean with all that is that I enjoy when Peter's suits look a little simple and pared down. Not the makeshift one that we saw Tom Holland's Peter wear in the beginning of Civil War, of course, but one that seems a bit more traditional overall. That's why I really like the suit Peter's wearing at the beginning of the trailer for No Way Home. It looks almost exactly like the one he's seen wearing at the end of Far From Home, but maybe with a little more white around the emblem. I don't see this being a major tweak, but maybe just enough so that the studio can sell more merchandise, which, as we all know, is what really this whole thing is all about. Anyways, I don't suspect this suit to stick around for very long, but look for it before all the action really starts to happen.
Up and away with! Shazam!
Now, I know I just said I liked the traditional suit best, but you know what? I might have to change my mind.
What do you mean?
Because yes, while I'm not as enamored with the Iron Spider suits as other people, it looks like we're getting a Spider-Man Doctor Strange suit hybrid, and that's just awesome. A magic Spider-Man suit? Yes, please. There's a shot in the trailer of Peter wearing a black suit as he rips off his mask and runs through a cafeteria, apparently chasing someone. And no, I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but this isn't the return of the heroic Night Monkey. Merchandise actually revealed that this suit is a brand new black suit with gold trim. And if you look closely at the suit pictures, it's clearly made by Doctor Strange. It has some sort of gauntlet type thing that has the Sanctum Sanctorum symbols on it, and the description of the suit mentions something about mystical web effects. I'm so here for this suit, aren't you? What type of magical upgrades do you think it will come with, and how will it compare to the Iron Spider? Do you think the only reason Doctor Strange is giving the suit to Peter is because he knows Tony made Peter an Iron Spider suit and wants to prove that magic is better than technology? I think that's something Strange would do. So it's clear that the No Way Home trailer is edited in a way where what we're seeing is not how things will play out in the actual movie. The best example of this is the ending. Alfred Molina makes his glorious return as Doc Ock, looking surprisingly young and fit thanks to a healthy diet, a good workout routine, and millions of dollars on CGI de-aging technology. He pops up and says the now much memed line of "Hello, Peter," before cutting to Tom Holland's Peter looking ready to fight, and the Iron Spider suit morphs all around him. Of course, as mentioned, this clearly looks like some editing trickery, and it's speculated that Doc Ock is talking to Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker instead. But still, the idea of the mechanical Dr. Octopus fighting the Iron Spider is tantalizing, and it's cool to see the suit in action again. So the real question becomes, why is Peter wearing that Iron Spider suit again? Is it just a safety precaution backup? Like, the scene shows Peter in a suit before it transforms into the Iron Spider, so maybe he just always has that with him in case of emergencies? So many questions. Okay, so the first trailer didn't reveal it, but chances are good we'll see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in the film, and the biggest question isn't how he's going to interact with the other Spider-Men in the movie, but more importantly, what costume is he going to be wearing? Maguire's Spidey suit was always the least advanced, but most impressive. He literally went from wearing a weird sweater to his Spidey suit upgrade, and it's never explained how that happened. Did he sew it himself?
Where'd you get it? I made it.
But what sort of upgrades do you think the costume has gone through in the last 15 years? I expect it to still be somewhat basic and fabric-based, but it would be cool if the costume is a bit run down and grizzled thanks to this Peter's long tenure as Spider-Man. I mean, he can't afford to fix it and make it perfect every single time it's torn, right? The same goes for Andrew Garfield, who also definitely has to be in the movie by this point, no matter how much Andrew Garfield enthusiastically denies it. Andrew's Spidey suit was more similar to Tobey's than Tom Holland's, but you have to remember that Andrew's Peter Parker was a quirky sort of genius. I think his costume will also be similar to what we saw before with the darker red color scheme, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few tech upgrades in his suit. They would of course pale in comparison to all the Stark technology that Tom Holland has, but I could see Andrew's Spider-Man having advanced web shooters and maybe something in his eyepieces that help with his vision. Man, just to see all three Spider-Man standing together talking about their costumes would be a dream come true. Alright, is it too much to ask for Tom Holland to don the Spider-Man Noir costume from Into the Spider-Verse? Would it make sense? No. But would that costume be a lot of fun to see in live action? Absolutely. And with the multiverse in play, sure, why not?